Okay, so today we're going to take a look at some things we can make out of just some simple metal cans. On this particular one, this is a rocket stove. On this one here, we kind of went all out on it. We have a secondary top or a secondary lid that goes in there, but then you can see down in there is where the fire will go. And then of course you can feed it either through the top or through the side. And then if you want it to cook, you can put this top back on there, and it funnels all the heat straight up right here into this one area, and boils things really quickly, or fries things really quickly, or just cuts down on the amount of flame coming out of the top. If you need a lower profile fire for whatever reason, the cool thing about this one is that also, in addition to the outer can, and then of course the inner can that holds the fire, I have a layer of pea gravel all the way around, you can see, and that helps to hold and disperse the heat. You can hear it in there. It helps to hold and disperse the heat of the fire, so it'll radiate the heat all the way around a little bit better, and it also helps to keep the give it some weight, keep the rocket stove from tipping over, or from being shifted easily or anything like that. So that's one thing that you can use these cans for, which I've been using this rocket stove for a couple of years now, and I love it. Another thing that we're going to actually use today is this. And it may not look like much, but basically it's just a can, and then in the top we've got a few holes, and here in the bottom you can see we have one hole. So we get this one hole right here in the bottom, right there by my thumb. We get that one hole, and then in the top you can see that we have multiple holes. And the reason for that is we're going to put this in the fire, and then once this is filled with wood, it's actually going to create charcoal for us by slow cooking the wood that we put in there. And then we're going to use the charcoal to come over into this can here, which is basically a forge. As you can see, I got a metal pipe that goes through the side here, and we'll have this filled up pretty good with charcoal. And once the charcoal is lit and running, the metal pipe here will be blowing. We're going to hook up a blower here, and it's going to blow air through, and it's going to make this into a forge and make it really hot so we can melt some metal. But before we do that, we're going to have to create some charcoal, and how we do that is by cutting some charcoal chips. I actually have a few chips cut, but let's go ahead and show you how it's done. Basically, the easiest way I found is to grab a stick about this size, about the size where your hand can wrap around it, and you can see here, it's about the size of my hand wrapped around. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this into about 1 inch blocks, and then we'll fill up the charcoal maker with it, and we'll make charcoal briquets out of it. So this is how we do it. So what we've got now, what we end up with is a good bit of little wooden chunks like this that you can see here. They're very big, about the size of a piece of charcoal. And we put them in there and load it up, and then we'll cook them. So let's see what that looks like. I'm also going to add some of these other scrap pieces that I've had laying around, and these will make great pieces of charcoal. Alright, so we get about a full load there. We'll go ahead and we'll just seal it up. And that's ready to go on the fire. Okay, so as you can see, we got the fire is nice and stoked, and we are cooking away all those gases and all those all that moisture out of the wood. See all that gas coming out of the top there, all that steam and moisture and smoke there? That is actually, you can use that as a fuel. If you've ever heard of a gasifier, if you haven't heard of them, look them up. Basically, what you're doing is cooking the wood and then capturing these fumes, and you can actually run a generator or a car or any combustion engine off of those fumes right there. I have not done that yet, but I really want to try. However, it's going to take me making a rig where I can cook the wood inside it and still capture the vapors and the steam and the gases coming off of it. So there's a little bit of design and manufacturing to do there to create that gasifier. But once you do, you can port those gases right out into a combustion engine and run your generator on wood, run a car on wood, run any internal combustion engine on wood, just using those gases right there. Pretty cool stuff. So we're going to keep stoking the fire and keep making the charcoal here. Okay, on this last part, unfortunately I had my Rode mic plugged into my camera, but I didn't have it turned on, so we're just doing a voiceover for this piece. But this is the end result of the charcoal, and now it's super dry. It's gonna burn really well at a really high heat once we put it in the forge and blow some air through there. We've done this several times and had great results. We got a nice little crucible that we put in there to melt the metals in. And of course we got some welding gloves, and we got a nice pair of tongs that we use to take the crucible out. So it works really well. This method of making charcoal is super efficient, super cool, and it's free. All you need is find yourself a nice popcorn can or any type of can, paint can, something like that. It works really well. But this is a really super easy method to use. I've used it many times. It's efficient, it's quick. Takes about maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours to cook up a batch of charcoal. If you make the fire hotter, it will actually make the charcoal quicker, so you don't have to worry about that. And it's just a great way to make the charcoal and not have to pay for it. You just go out in the woods, cut some limbs off some trees that you're probably going to trim up or throw away anyway, and reuse that. And that's what being self-sufficient is all about, and that's what we're all about here at Omega Protocol. So the next video we do will be actually using this charcoal to make some metal castings, and we hope you've enjoyed it. And leave some comments below, and be sure to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, it's free, and we'll see you in the next video.